Hi dear students, in this video I am starting new chapter, that is a chemical bonding and molecular structure. We know this chapter is considered as one of the basic chapters of chemistry and very important chapter from the inorganic part. And in this video mainly I am going to discuss about chemical bond, types of chemical bonds, why atoms will combine to form molecules or the compounds, Coase-Lewis approach to the chemical bond, and Lewis dot representations. Let us start this chapter with the definition of chemical bond. Chemical bond, electrostatic force of attraction, electrostatic force of attraction between two or more atoms, or ions is known as chemical bond, chemical bond. Classification of chemical bonds. Students, chemical bonds are primarily classified into two types. Chemical bond classified into two types. One is primary bonds. Primary bond, which is relatively strong bond. Other one is secondary bond. Secondary bond is relatively weak bonds. Students, again primary bonds is classified into three types and secondary bonds also classified into three types. Let us discuss about those types of bonds now. Chemical bond primarily classified into two types. Primary bond, strong bonds. Secondary bond, relatively weak. Primary bonds again classified into three types. First one is ionic bond. This is a bond between metal and non-metal. Second type is covalent bond. It is a bond between non-metal and non-metal. Third type is metallic bond. Metallic bond is a bond between metal and metal. Students, secondary bonds again classified into three types. Those are hydrogen bond, dipole attraction, Third type is dispersion forces. Students, these are the different types of chemical bonds. Now let us discuss why atoms combine to form molecules or compounds. Why atoms combine to form molecules or compounds? Why atoms combine? Atoms has more energy. For any system, if the energy is more, stability is less. When atoms combine to form molecules, are compounds, they will lose their energy. And get stability. Students, for example, we will take hydrogen. Hydrogen in the nature exists as a diatomic gas, H2 state. When hydrogen exists as atomic state, it has more energy. Atoms has more energy than the molecules. When atoms of hydrogen are combining to form molecules, some energy is released. For formation of 1 mole of H2, that is energy associated, energy released during the formation of 1 mole of H2, 438 kilojoules of energy is released. Per 1 mole of H2 formation, 438 kilojoules of energy is released. Right? Students, now let us discuss about the Morse potential energy diagram for the formation of H2 molecule. Morse potential energy diagram. Morse potential energy diagram for formation of H2 molecule. By taking internuclear distance on x-axis, that is in picometers, and potential energy on y-axis. When two atoms of hydrogen are coming closer to each other, this is a reference line on which potential energy is 0. When two atoms of hydrogen is coming closer to each other, potential energy will starts decreasing. At a certain distance, it will reach as a minimum value, and if they are coming closer, the potential energy will rises up due to increase in the repulsive forces. This is the distance at which a potential energy is minimum, where the repulsive forces equal to the attractive forces. This is called as equilibrium distance between the two bonded nuclei, indicated with the R0, called as a bond length. Right? Here the two atoms of hydrogen are coming closer to each other, no attraction, the potential energy will remains as it is. When they are coming closer to each other, there is some interactions coming into act, then the potential energy starts decreasing. At a certain distance, it will reach as a minimum. For 1 mole of hydrogen, this is equal to 438 kilojoules. Right? This distance where the repulsive forces is equal to attractive forces, that distance between the bonded nuclei, that is called as a bond length. Still, if they are coming closer to each other, repulsive forces will dominate, potential energy suddenly rises up. Right? This is a reference line where the potential energy is 0. Right? So let us discuss those repulsive forces and attractive forces now. Right? Let us assume that two hydrogen atoms, hydrogen 1 as A, hydrogen 2 as a B, right? So earlier interactions, earlier forces as dash line we will indicate, and new forces as normal line we will indicate, right? Let us discuss about the attractive forces now. Attractive forces. Assume this is a nucleus of first hydrogen HA which has positive charge, and this is a nucleus of hydrogen atom B, HB, right, which is having positive charge. EA is the electron of the first hydrogen atom A, EB is the electron of the second hydrogen atom B, right? So earlier interactions or earlier forces we are indicating with the dashed line. This is EA is the electron of the hydrogen atom A. There is a attractive forces are there. Between the electron of B and nucleus of B, there is a interactions are there, right? Attractive force is acting. This is earlier. When these two atoms are coming closer to each other, then there is a new attractive force is developed between the electron of first hydrogen atom and nucleus of the second hydrogen atom. Similarly, there is a attractive forces is coming into act between the electron of a second hydrogen and the nucleus of the first hydrogen. Here these are the attractive forces. And repulsive forces. Repulsive forces, we know like charges will repel each other. This is HA, hydrogen of nucleus of first hydrogen A, and HB is the nucleus of second hydrogen. Like charges will repel, repulsive forces. And EA is the electron of first hydrogen, EB is the electron of the second hydrogen. They will repel each other. This is slightly towards a HB, it is, right? Repulsive forces is acting. The distance at which repulsive forces will becomes equal to attractive forces, that is called as equilibrium bond length. Students, let us discuss about the Coasel-Lewis approach to the chemical bond now. Coasel-Lewis approach to Coasel-Lewis approach to chemical bond. Chemical bond. Students, earlier chemical bond theory has been given by Berzelius, John Berzelius. A scientist name is John Berzelius. Approximately in the year 1800, two scientists has done electrolysis of water. They are Nicholson and Corliss. Nicholson and Corliss, two scientists has done the electrolysis of water, and they are able to produce electrolysis of water, then they are able to produce H2 gas and O2 gas from the electrolysis of water. A non-spontaneous chemical reaction can be carried out by using electricity, that is called as electrolysis. Based on the electrolysis of water, a scientist is named as Berzelius. John Berzelius has given first chemical bond theory. According to Berzelius, hydrogen and metals are positively charged. Non-metals are negatively charged. Whatever the electricity we are giving for dissociation in the electrolysis process, that is used in overcoming the force of attraction between the oppositely charged atoms, right? So according to Berzelius, The force of attraction between all the atoms in all the different types of molecules, it is like a force, electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charges, that is like a ionic bond, right, which cannot be applicable to all the type of compounds, right. The most appropriate theory is came 100 years later after the Berzelius has given first chemical bond theory, that is in the 1916. Two scientists independently they have given first chemical bond theory, which is the appropriate theory, which is known as octet rule, right. Cosell and Lewis, both the scientists independently and simultaneously they have given the chemical bond theory in the year 1916. Let us discuss about the Lewis concept now. Lewis concept. Lewis concept. Lewis considered inner electrons and nucleus as kernel, which is surrounded by valence electrons. Outermost shell electrons are called as valence electrons, like corners of cube. Students, we know a cube has 8 corners. Lewis has given cube concept. Kernel is nucleus and inner electrons, and valence electrons will occupy corners of the cube. The elements in which 8 corners, all the corners of the cube is occupied with the electrons, they are chemically stable, they are chemically inert, they won't form any compounds. But other elements will try to achieve 8 electrons, right. For example, you take a neon, atomic number 10, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Outermost shell it has 8 electrons. All the corners of the cube is occupied in the case of neon. Whereas if you take magnesium, atomic number 12, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Outermost shell it has only 2 electrons, 2 corners only it is occupied. So this element will form compounds. The element for which 8 corners of the cube is occupied, they won't form any compounds according to Lewis. Later, the cube concept which is given by the Lewis is modified or refined by a scientist called as Langmuir, right. Now let us discuss about the Lewis symbols. Lewis symbols. Lewis symbols. Symbol of an element. Symbol of an element. Its valence electrons as a dots. Valence electrons as dots. For example, students, let us take sodium. Lewis dot representation, we can write a symbol of sodium is Na, Latin name is natrium, Na single dot. Magnesium, which can be indicated with the 2 dots. Aluminium, which can be indicated with the 3 dots. Silicon, which can be indicated with the 4 dots. Xenon, which can be indicated with the 8 dots. Chlorine, which can be indicated with the 7 dots. Symbol of an element and its valence electrons as a dots, that is known as Lewis symbols. Symbol of an element, its valence electrons as a dots. Symbol of an element with its valence electrons as a dots, that is called as a Lewis symbol. Use of Lewis symbol is We can calculate the valency of an element. Element is, for some of the element is same as valence electrons. For some of the elements 8 minus valence electrons. 8 minus valence electrons. Students, now let us discuss the Cosell approach to the chemical bond. Cosell concept. Cosell explained about the ionic bond formation. Cosell concept. Cosell explained about the ionic bond. According to Cosell, low ionization energy alkali metals and high electron affinity halogens are separated by noble gas elements will separate alkali metals and halogens, 17th group elements in the periodic table. So generally metal will try to, for example, if we take sodium, Na, atomic number 11, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Being a metal, it will loses electron. Atoms of elements which can easily lose electrons and forms electropositive cations, electropositive ions, which are called as cations. To get 8 electrons in the outermost shell, according to Lewis, all the atoms will try to achieve 8 electrons. Here metal will lose 1 electron, then it will get us 8 electrons in the outermost shell, right? Na minus electron gives rise to Na plus. And chlorine, atomic number 17, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So outermost shell it has 7 electrons. Being a non-metal, it will accept 1 electron and it will try to get 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So Cl minus, it will convert into Cl minus. Then Na, it has 1 valence electron. By losing 1 electron, it will get the nearest inert gas configuration, 8 electrons in the outermost shell. And non-metal, by gaining the electron, it is getting nearest inert gas configuration, that is 8 electrons in the outermost shell. When it gains 1 electron, it will get 8 electrons in the outermost shell, right? So after formation of metal cation and non-metal anion, there is a electrostatic force of attraction is present in between oppositely charged ions, right? So commonly this Cosell concept and Lewis concept can be explained by using the octet rule. Octet rule. The elements with 8 electrons in their outermost shell are chemically stable. They won't form any compounds. The elements with 8 electrons in their outermost shell are chemically stable. Helium with 2 electrons, it is also stable. Helium, exception for this. Helium with the 2 electrons, it is stable. Whereas other elements will try to achieve 8 electrons by losing or by gaining or by sharing electrons. This is by sharing electrons with other atoms. Actually students, this sharing electrons concept is given by Langmuir. He has refined the concept of the Lewis. Lewis has given the cube concept. Later it has been refined by Langmuir. So according to Langmuir, a chemical bond forms due to sharing of electron pairs, right? But here hydrogen is exception. But hydrogen will try to achieve duplet, which means 2 electrons in the outermost shell. So students, whatever the Kosel is given that concept and Lewis concept, commonly known as octet rule. So the elements with the 8 electrons in their outermost shell are chemically stable, they won't form any compounds. Helium is exception for that, which has 2 electrons but it is stable. Other elements will try to achieve 8 electrons by losing or by gaining or by sharing electrons. This sharing electron concept is later given by Langmuir, and with the other atoms they will share the electrons, which will form a covalent bond. In the next video we will discuss that covalent bond formation. But hydrogen will try to achieve duplet, that is 2 electrons in the outermost shell, that is a inert gas configuration, helium configuration it will try to achieve, right? Thanks for watching.